she was always there.
Right.
And so I guess I got a good report because they hired me, and I never auditioned for Dave.
Oh, my God.
No, and I never even met him till 2 weeks into the gig.
Holy cow.
So much confidence they had in me. So me and Ray Luzier, who plays with Korn now, who I knew from around, I'd done some stuff with Ray, or, just knew him from around town and shit, mutual friends and all that kind of stuff. I always dug him. Real fucking nice guy, Ray. Great drummer. So, we were like, no sweat, man. We knocked the shit out. We knocked out 30 Van Halen songs the first time we got together. But they were going to get Marco Mendoza, been the White Snake and Thin Lizzy, and that didn't work out for whatever reasons. And then so we got Todd Jensen, who had Todd had done the 91 Little Ain't Enough? Yeah, Little Ain't Enough tour.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He had played with Dave before. That's right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with Joe Holmes.
Right.
Joe Holmes was a guitar
player.
Joe Holmes,
right.
Who also played with Ozzy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And so now this is when you get this real incestuous stuff. Begat, who played with Begat. Who begat who? Well, I just want to be Gat with the nearest female that's attractive.
Yeah.
Okay? Todd had to come down. He didn't really know. He didn't know a lot of the old classic stuff. So we had to work him in. But,
Bart, did you have an agenda of what songs to learn, or were you just making up your own set list?
Well, Kieran was running the show. He says, "Fax me every song you know."
Right.
Then he goes, and Dave wants to do these, so learn these.
Okay.
I had to learn Mean Street. I had to learn Yankee Rose and the Bye stuff, Tobacco Road. I had to learn
Slam Dunk, right?
Beautiful Slam Dunk. We only played that for a short amount of time.
Yeah,
because it wasn't a slam dunk.
What? How come you think on the tour that you guys did there was so little solo material? Were you surprised at that?
With Dave?
Yeah.
Well, Dave really only had one successful solo record. It's 1986.
Eat 'Em and Smile.
Yeah, Eat 'Em and Smile.
Well, he had a successful EP with Crazy from the Heat in '85. Then he had Skyscraper, went double platinum in '88. And
it just seemed that the set list was really, really very, very Van Halen heavy.
Because that's what everybody wanted to hear. No one wanted to hear Just Like Paradise. I mean, I'm sorry, I hate that album.
Right.
And I think that's it's all keyboards.
Right.
And he lost his edge on that shit. I mean, and when you go right down to it, I was having this conversation actually with Kieran McClellan because he was arguing with me about this point. Is that Dave sold something like 57 million albums worldwide with Van Halen, and Sammy sold probably 25 or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And granted, it took Dave 7 records with Van Halen, once you count Different Kind of Truth.
Right.
But I'm not a fan of that album either.
Really?
But, nah.
What? I mean, why not?
I don't like the way it sounds. The thing about modern records, they got into the loudness wars back in the fucking 90s, because when they started mastering shit, there's no dynamic range in it, so everything's just blown up to the fucking sky. And so if you listen to that album as compared to the earlier records, and if you put it in the waveforms up in a computer or whatever mastering situation, the waveforms are fucking blown out all the way to the limits because they want stuff loud as they fucking possibly can make it, because louder is perceived as better, and A&R guys were getting more bands signed and songs cut because they were louder than the next guy. That's the only reason they started doing it.
Right.
So they lost all the dynamic range. So like all those early Van Halen records, the waveforms are smaller, but you've got dynamic range where you can they breathe.
Right.
And that's why they sound like that. And so, A Different Kind of Truth, I mean, I had the vinyl, the record of it, I just didn't. And plus it was all like, I've got the Warner Brothers, I don't know if you saw the Warner Brothers, disc set or the Warner Brothers, 25, or actually it's more than that. It's 40 of them. The demos they cut right before the first record. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And so those were all just demos from, songs that weren't finished. I mean, like Big Trouble and, so, I mean, it was songs that didn't make the first 6 records.
Right.
I mean, I thought it had its moments, like Stay Frosty's a great song.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
And a few other things, but I mean, and it didn't sound like, the problem is that for a guy like me or even other Van Halen fans, if you're comparing it to Van Halen 1, I mean, that's what you got to compare it to. That's your bar. I mean, that's your gold standard, right?
Right.
It just didn't match up. Eddie's playing is a lot different on it. I mean, it's great. His playing is great, but his tone's different,
Right.
He's got more of that, he plays a lot on the front pickup a lot, it's kind of that Sammy era kind of, guitar sound, I mean, I make no bones about it, man. I'm a fucking first fucking 6 Van Halen records, man.
Right.
I will fight you and your mother and your cousin and your whole fucking army over that shit. Because it ain't fucking nothing better on God's earth.
Right.
So let's go back to 1998. You're picking out the set list to play with Dave. Now, have you met Dave yet by this time?
No, I mean, I never met him until 2 weeks after I was in the gig.
Wow.
He came down to the Rainbow Bar and Grill on my birthday. That's how I met him.
Wow.
So tell us the first time you met Dave and what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I just did. He came down to the Rainbow.
So you go to the Rainbow, you meet Dave.
Dave comes down. It's my birthday.
Right.
Okay, and I'm dating a crazy stripper at the time.
Okay.
Which is always interesting.
Right.
And so, she's there. So Dave comes in and he fucking, him and Karen, we get a fucking booth. He fucking holds court, we just start fucking, he buys all my drinks, which I'm happy for him to be there, to be doing that.
Nice.
And it just so happened that Ralph, I didn't call Ralph or nothing. Ralph was there with his wife, his ex-wife. And so I fucking called Ralph over. I was like, fucking Dave, man. Y'all saw him, man. He was just like, his eyes, like, it is bizarre. And so we were sitting out on the patio, man. He's sitting, there with us, and he's talking to Dave and shit like that. And I don't remember what they talked about. I just remember he was over the moon. He could be after a pig and shit that guy that night.
Sure.
Because he'd never met him before either. So it was kind of cool. I had my homie there from my punks, and Dave was there, and so it was a new beginning for me. Went in rehearsals for a month, and then fucking I went on fucking 3 years of world tours with him.
So wait a sec. So you rehearsed for like 2 weeks solid to get like 30 songs down cold?
I already knew him.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know you did.
I mean...
No, you knew him, but I mean, like, I'm just saying with this new lineup, you guys rehearsed.
Yeah.
Did you have a singer that worked with you in place?
Like I just said, we rehearsed for a month.
Right.
Dave came in 2 weeks, started singing.
Right.
And, we got to sit down. It was probably... I want to say 30 songs. We probably had 25. We did a set list of 16.
Okay.
Which is a solid hour and a half. We did a couple things. We were headlining like these big festivals over in Europe, but then we did the Bad Company tour, the original Bad Company tour in the States.
Dave and I saw you on that tour.
We saw you on that tour.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Where at?
Dave, where was that? It was in that shed in Pennsylvania.
Oh, man.
And the reason why we were in Pennsylvania is...
Montage Mountain.
Okay. And
Is that it?
It might have been. I don't know. All I know is the tour. The tour never came to New York, so Dave and I went to Pennsylvania to go see it.
I think it was Montage Mountain.
Okay. All right. How was that tour?
It's pretty fucking funny, actually. Now, let me preface this by saying I'm the biggest Paul Rodgers fan on the face of this planet.
Okay.
As far as vocalist, he's my guy, other than Freddie Mercury and Roth. But, I mean, as far as fucking just being a badass motherfucking vocalist, there's nobody better than Paul Rodgers.
Right.
Consistency-wise. And so I was a huge Bad Company fan, so I'm like, fuck, this is the best of both worlds. So we were opening up for him. So that's a short set. And it was great. I mean, we had Club Dave out on the road there, we had fucking road cases full of liquor bottles and fucking, you bring in the fucking sand and the palm trees and shit, and we had these backstage parties. Well, I probably shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Paul had his girlfriend who was straight out of, I'm sorry, Paul, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
Straight out of Spinal Tap. She was Janine.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. She was Janine. I mean, the guys in Bad Company actually got off the bus and rode in a van. It was so bad. And they played fucking Spinal Tap for her a bunch of times, and she's like, I don't get it. But I mean, she would put these things up, like she had the no smoking police. Paul didn't smoke, he was clean and all that kind of stuff. And Boz Burrell and fucking Mick Rouse and all the Bad Company guys would be over and fucking blazing out on our side of the stage, arena, and fucking open the door and fucking smoke's rolling out, fucking
right.
And she just fucking was driving her crazy. She would put up no smoking police signs all over the fucking place.
Oh, wow.
She actually had T-shirts made at the last venue, and Dave just had enough to say, fuck it, I ain't going on. She said, fucking take the T-shirts off.
Oh, no.
She was handing it to fucking, the staff backstage at the arena.
What did they say on the shirts?
No smoking police.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And so like one time I was up on deck and doing sound check, and she just comes fucking bouncing up there. You guys got to stop. Paul's got a photo shoot. I'm going like, bitch, Paul ain't got a photo shoot up here right now. I mean, I love him, but I mean, you need to get the fuck off my deck. I mean, Roth wasn't there.
Wow.
I told her.
Wow.
I ain't a shrieking violet. You don't fucking do me like that. And it was great. I mean, Boz was fucking. He passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
But he was great, and his wife was great. And Mick was cool, and Simon was cool. Paul was cool too. He just, Paul just kept to himself, and
Right.
But I watched that guy at soundboard every single night, man. He fucking never had a bad night.
Wow, that's incredible.
Bart, we saw you at the Mann Center for the Performing Arts.
That's what it was.
Outside of Philly.
Right. Yep.
Are
That
we
was
considered it. Are we considered a performing art? I guess so. Okay, I'll buy it.
The Man Music Center. The Man Music Center. Yeah, the Man Music Center for the Performing Arts. So back up for a second. Bart, when you first met Dave, what was he like off stage to meet and talk to and rehearse with? What was his demeanor like?
Exactly the same as none of us act. He's that way.
That's just the way he is.
So he's on all the time.
Except in airports.
Why? What's in airports? What's in airports?
Security and people.
Oh, okay.
That you can't fucking act like that. You ain't going, Boise, Bop, hey! Security. Fucking him, it's David Lee Roth, I mean, it's not, I remember one time we had flown down. We were doing kind of a theater tour or something like that, and it was winter, and so we had a break. And Dave was cool, man. We got to do shit so he flew everybody down to Pensacola, and it was still fucking cold, or Destin, or somewhere in Florida on the Panhandle. And I remember me and Dave grabbed a cab together, to go to this condo that we went out on the beach. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's not really a big city or anything like that.
Right.
So we're in the back and we're talking and stuff like. The cab driver's like, man, did we ever tell you sound just like David Lee Roth? I go, wow. So he was just kind of chuckle. As we were getting out, I go over to the guy, that is David Lee Roth. He goes, fucking no way. I go, yes. And so Dave was fucking cool with him and shit. I didn't freak him out and shit like that. But I mean, Dave's fucking famous. He's fucking, he's the biggest rock star in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. How was he in rehearsal? Is he very demanding, or does he play well with the guys? Is he bossing everybody around, or is he sort of very much in check and professional and tight?
No, he'll tell you what he thinks and the first hour when he started coming in, we'd get the talk, which could be anything from, him being non sequitur after non sequitur, fucking non sequitur to like, I only started understanding really when I started drinking like massive quantities of Jack Daniels and doing blow with him. I'm like, oh, Dave, I understand what you're trying to say now, man. I finally get it.
That's the secret?
That's the secret. Right. This shit makes sense. Nobody else gets it. But you know what, though? One thing I'll say about him, and it's a story that I tell, and it's he's got a Zen thing about him.
He does, yeah.
It's like, it's like, they're almost like teachable moments at some point. He'll talk and fucking around in a circle like I do. I do this too. So I guess that's why, we brought it out we were pretty close at one point. And so, because I'll talk around in a circle, but I always circle back to, like with you guys, I'm trying to let me finish. I'm going somewhere with this.
Right. Okay.
And so he would do the same thing, but he would be more colorful with it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what the fuck's he talking about? So like one time he came into rehearsal and somebody had worn a watch,
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear jewelry because I don't like stuff on my hands when I play.
Right.
He goes, guys, I don't see any fucking body wearing a watch. He goes, rock stars don't care what time it is. I'm like, okay, I'm down. I don't do it anyway. I don't know if it was Ray or Todd or something like that.
Right.
So 6 months later, we're on touring because on the bus he got a fucking watch on. I go, hey Roth, what's up with that fucking watch? What should rock stars get wear watches? He goes, that's right, Ross. I'm a fucking icon. Shit. I just got served. That subpoena right there got laid at my feet.
That's hysterical. That's great.
That's funny.
But he would always do shit like that. He knew he wasn't the best singer in the world.
Right. What kind of shape was his vocals in when you were working with him?
At first, he had to get back up on the horse, man.
Yeah.
He hadn't done it in a long time.
Right.
But God, our first shows, like we did Paradiso in Amsterdam, which was a theater. So that was, 1,200, 1,300 people, it was our first gig. And then I think we played there was a second show in Tilburg or something like that. Then we went fucking straight to Sweden Rock Festival, which we co-headlined with Deep Purple, and it's fucking like 35,000 people.
Right.
So like my second or third show was, in front of that.